If it's not your timing, then don't change it. But promise you'll be with me every minute that I face it.
Our feeds are often filled with people's happy news, but not often enough do people show what it is like to turn over that pregnancy test and see a negative result. Getting a negative pregnancy test can feel gutting, especially if you've been trying for a while. And it's not usually just disappointment that you feel, it's the grief, it's frustration, it's helplessness, and it affects both of you, even if it's just one of you peeing on the stick. So what next when this happens? Well, firstly, take a breath. A single negative test does mean that there's no detectable HCG hormone today. It doesn't erase the possibility that you could still be pregnant, you might just be testing early. But this is why we say it's best not to test before your period is due to avoid getting false hope. If you take a negative test and then your period still hasn't come, then ideally wait a few more days before testing, even up to a week, just so that you can be sure that the next test you do take will give you an accurate result. But if you're certain, if you get a negative test and then, for example, you get your period and you know that it's not happening for you this cycle, what next? How do you support each other as a couple? Well, firstly, acknowledge it together. You don't need to be able to fix it. Often it's the tendency of the partner to try and find a solution. But just say out loud, I know this hurts, I'm sad too. And that honesty can keep you connected when those emotions feel really raw. Next, you can talk about what's next gently. You don't want to rush straight into trying again mode if one of you needs more time. You might just want a distraction. You might want to just pause if you need to, cry, or distract yourself. Some people find it helpful to have a negative test luxury, something that you wouldn't have done if you were pregnant, like a fun spa day or a trip that you were hoping to go on. Even just something that you want to order because it feels indulgent, you are holding back. Then just sometimes you can just indulge in those things in those first few days after the negative test. Next, share the load. Track your cycle together, make the appointments together, buy the pregnancy test. It shows that you're in it together, not just during the ovulation week, but through the whole emotional curve of trying to conceive. And finally, hold space for each other's reactions. You might feel sad at different times or in different ways, and that's normal. If your partner is quiet, it doesn't mean that they don't care. Just ask them, do you want to talk about it, or do you want to just sit with me? You don't need to have the perfect words, just showing up matters, not just ignoring it and pretending it never happened. It's not just about your fertility, it's your relationship, and you are a team coming into this together. So, just as in the original video, you can face the next steps best if you're in it together. Also remember that even one negative test carries heavy emotions, and it's okay to grieve that too. So, let me know if you've got any tips for managing those negative tests.